Alright, here we go. Let's do this. We're going to do the 5-step method, factoring. We're going to factor by starting with the GCF, then moving to the parentheses star variable, then moving to the signs, then moving to product and sum, and then moving on to the star cleanup. Okay? So we'll start with blue and do the GCF. Remember, the GCF is always an upside down division. We use our primes, and we want to think of it as negative what? Negative, no, just 2 goes into all of these. No, 2 won't get into this, so 3. 3 goes into 36, looks like 12 times. Okay? 3 goes into 39, it looks like 1 and 3, 13 times. And 3 goes into negative 12, 4 times. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite that real quick. 3 and 12x squared plus 13x minus 4. Okay? And I'm done with blue. Now I move on to green. With the green step, I gotta bring this down every time, so don't forget. That stays out there every time. And I'm splitting this one parentheses into 2. So I'm going to do parentheses, parentheses, right? And the star is always that first coefficient, okay? The star and the variable. The variable gets split into 2 pieces. So if it's x squared, it's going to be x and x. If it's x to the 4th, it's going to be x squared and x squared. If it's x to the 6th, it's going to be x cubed and x cubed. Okay? Because a cube times a cubed is to the 6th because you add the exponents, right? This one is just x and x. And that's it. That's your green step. Okay? Your red step, signs. Okay? I bring this sign down. Okay? Now I'm going to plug it in. Okay? This sign tells me if these 2 signs are the same or if they are different. If this sign is a minus, they are difference is different. If it's a sum, they are the same. Okay? So they're different. Okay? So they're going to be different, so that means this is different than this, so it must be minus. It's that simple. Okay? Alright. Product and sum. Alright, my product is the first times the last. Okay? That's 12 times 4, which is 48. Okay? My sum, okay? My sum is the middle number. Okay? The middle number is the sum, and so that's 13. This always tells me what's happening in the sum. It's a 2-step process. That last thing is very important. It tells us, for 1, it tells us that these are the same or different. But for 2, it tells us what happens here, if it's minusing or if it's plusing in the sum. Because remember, 2 minus 3 is the same as 2 plus a negative 3, right? It's still a sum, even though we're subtracting. Okay? This is a product. So I need 2 numbers that multiply to be 48, but they subtract to be 13. And I know 2 numbers right now that multiply to be 48, which are, well, I also know some easy numbers, 6 and 8, right? Or 8 and 6. Okay? But 8 and 6, they do not add up to be 13, so this doesn't work. And sometimes it's nice to show yourself, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That has to work on both of them. Okay? So what works with both of them? And you said 12 and 4, right? So, oh, well, 12 and 4 won't work either.
13.
13 going to 48? The 16? Yeah. 16 times what? 3?
Yeah.
Is that right? So it's 16 times 3, and then what is 16 minus 3?
13.
Alright, so that's going to work, and it's always big number first. So you might want to tell yourself, big number first. Okay? I know you guys grew up thinking hashtag isn't a number, but a hashtag just is another symbol for a number. Okay? So big hashtag first. Okay, so then we got, what is it, 16 and 3. And it's very important to get those in the right order. Okay?
What will happen if they don't?
Well, they'll be wrong. Right? And so what will happen is this middle number would be wrong. It would be negative 13 instead of positive 13 if you switched them. Okay? And I would give you minus 1 or 2, depending on how much I'm expecting from you. Okay? In Algebra 2, you would get a minus 1. In Pre-Cal, I would give you a minus 2 out of 10 points. So, different for different class. Alright, so then what? Oh yeah, our last step, the cleanup. Okay? Because 12 times 12 is not 12. Right? So we got an extra 12 in there. And so a lot of times I put this star down here to remind me, oh, I got an extra 12 in there. And I could have 1 and 12, I could have 2 and 6, I could have 3 and 4. There's a lot of factors of 12. I need to check each one. This one's easy. Does 12 go into both of these? No. Does it go in both of these? No. So it's not that one. Okay. 2 is a little bit trickier. 2 goes into both of these, but the 6 go into both of these. No. So does 2 go into both of these? No. So then it's not that one.
So it's 3 and 4.
So it's 3 and 4, but does 3 go into both of these? No. So it must be 3 over here, and hopefully 4 over here. Does 4 go into both of these?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so then I bring down the 3, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 16 4 times. 3 goes into 12 4 times, and 3 goes into 3 once, and now I've factored it. And that's a 5-step method. It works every time. Okay, that is your cheat sheet for the test. So, again, you have your quadratic formula. You have your transformations. You have graphing a quadratic. Let me get that whole piece. Graphing a quadratic. Okay, and then you have factoring.